Hello and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. And well, the weather outside is quite delightful, isn't it? Bit cloudy, overcast in places, broken clouds in others. We are just above most of the cloud layer. In the last video, I did the startup of this aircraft. The RJ startup, taxi, takeoff and climb out, and we are now cruising at flight level 200 at Mach 0.63. So yes, unfortunately I wanted to go up to Mach 0.7, but I'm not sure this aircraft can do it. I thought it could, but perhaps not at 20,000 feet. I may need to be up at 30,000 for it. That cloud formation is quite nice, isn't it? Today's video is going to be a gentle cruise, nothing too severe. A nice gentle cruise followed by what will most likely be a problematic descent, approach and landing. I'm going to plan for that all in about 15 minutes time, but we're just going to have 15 minutes of me talking about this particular aircraft and what I think of it so far, because it is quite nice. This is quite a nice aircraft and I am starting to get to grips with it. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started. So, just to give you an idea of where we are and where we still have to go, if I bring up the map, hopefully the map loads. Yes, something is not right here. Things are flickering and stuttering, and well done Microsoft. Hopefully Sim Update 2 fixes a lot of this. What do you think, co-pilots? No? Quite gentlemen, I presume. Yes, nothing showing up. Great. That's unfortunate. Can I show you on any other potential charts? On route charts, this will do. There. Whoa, what is with the flickering there? Okay, we have some issues. Can I put this in night mode, stop the flickering? No. There are some issues here. Try not to look at it. I'll put up an epilepsy warning. It should be alright. Right, I think I know what's causing this. Frame generation. I think frame generation is causing this. So, if I were to switch off my head tracking, it should stop flickering and focus entirely on this. No, it's still flickering. Okay, maybe it isn't frame generation. I'll take that back. I'm trying to figure it out. But anyway, through all of this flicker, I guess, would you be able to see what exact, or is it frame generation? Hang on a tick. Okay, I think I know what's happening. No, I do not. So we are currently just going over East Midlands Airport, which we will be able to potentially see. We look out the window, possibly in a few seconds, and we just need to follow this all the way along, all the way up to this area in pip right there. So far we have travelled that bit, which isn't too bad if we think about it, but I really need to get off these charts because that is horrendous. Go take a look out for, let's go outside and take a look for the airport. Ooh, that's a reasonable view as well, isn't it? I'll take a screenshot of that. There we are. Bit different. Potentially I could take one from, I mean, I would take ones from in here, but for some, I know that there's a better way to do this. I know that there is a better way to do this. So when I figure out the better way, perhaps in a replay or whatever, I will most likely do that. But can I see the airport? There it is. There's Donington Racetrack and East Midlands Airport. What did I do? I have no idea what I just did. Can I get a screenshot of this? You can just about see the airport and just about see the racetrack as well. It's funny because I think one of the times I flew this aircraft, is it because of my head tracking? I remember flying over Silverstone. I've never flown over Donington before. So there's I suppose a first time for everything. Good racetrack, really good racetrack. Just trying to get a look at it. So that's the M1. That is the some road or other. What road is that? No idea. East Midlands Airport, A50 going out that way. That goes towards Derby and there's Derby. So, and then that way is, we've got Nottingham just in front of us, Leicester just behind us, Manchester up that way, Sheffield and all of that out that way, Birmingham out that way. And of course London out that way. Come on, straighten. I'm trying to get some decent screenshots here whilst we're not having to worry about anything. Focus. So, if Microsoft Flight Simulator make a really good photo mode, I think a lot of people will be happy, in my opinion. I think a lot of people will be happy because this does have a lot to offer, as I said, when it works. Does that work? There we go. I should have done that ages ago. I'm not used to doing that and having to do that sort of stuff. So there we go. Let's go have a look at the charts, I suppose. We still have a... goodness sakes. You can see how quickly we travel, though. So we'll be where we need to be in no time at all, but this is not the chart I'm after. Airport charts. Let's start having a good look at this and planning it up. So first off, we'll go down here. Arrivals. EGPH, we're taking RLS 06. Taller transition. Oh, I could have taken the... hang on. Clear that. Delete the transition, please. Clear the transition. Okay, well, that's the one I'm taking. In pit 1 echo. Could have gone straight to the fix. Just thought about that. Now, the problem we have is if we go to the legs, you'll see that we go to in-pip, that's fine. Not an issue. Apparently flight level 260 is what we need there. That I need to start fixing already, because we're not flying at that. That is not what I said. I said flight level. Right. Clear. Clear. I keep pressing delete. This is why I need to do all of this early. That's not what I want. I do not want 200. There we go. That was weird. Then we'll go in rev, escdo, tartan, then you see the route discontinuity. So, my thinking is I'll bring that up there as if we're being vectored directly to Taller, and then from Taller we'll just follow it in. And I think that should work. Now, unfortunately, it does mean we need to somehow descend from, in 30 nautical miles from, we need 10,000 feet down, although it's not really a big deal because we then have another 11 nautical miles to get all the way down, so we should be all right. And using this new, the autopilot system, I'm hoping it works in the way the Boeing one does. We should have something come up on the display that will give me the indication that I need. Okay, this is all looking promising now. Everything is good. Ice detect is still fine. Probably press that to ensure that my heading is correct. And in all honesty, I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to set this up nice and early. Does InPip come out from Pole Hill? That is the question. I will check that on my phone. I think it does. So Pole Hill is a VOR, and InPip is on that VOR. Yes, so all the way up to Eskdo is one. What is the 338? 338 outbound. So this is the plan. 338 outbound. At the moment, well, actually, right now we could do one into Pole Hill, because we're coming up to Pole. In fact, we are not that far from Pole Hill, as you can see. Top of descent is right here. We're only, what, 40 miles out, so I need to get on top of this very, very quickly. 338 inbound is the track for that. I'll do the same on this side. Actually, I won't. I'll have that set for something else. 112.1 is Pole Hill, so we'll go 112.1. Set that up. 338. So if we, you can actually see it already. Top of descent is coming up, so I'll bring that down to 20 miles. I think that's a 10 miles and 20 miles. Yep, Pole Hill is coming up on us really quickly. We are going down all the way to what? To 230. We are going down to 06. We're going down to 6,000 feet. I'll set this up right now. Not quite at the transition altitude, but we'll be there soon enough. And then what I need to do, so I'm not going to worry about this one in the slightest. I want ILS DME runway 06 108.9. That is going to be the important one. 108.9. Pole Hill, we're still okay. Have I got that course right? 338. I think so. Yes, I think that is correct. Okay. And we'll do 108.9 on this side as well. And I'm going to set this one to 060. Went the wrong way, but it is fine. 060. VL mode so that we can see it when it comes up. Okay, top of descent is coming. So I think we'll slow the aircraft down. 280. We'll be able to use speed brakes, so I'm not too concerned. I'm not too concerned at all. I should be alright, and I just want the range of this up so I can see Tala right there. That's where I want to be at 6,000. Yep, that is where I want to be at 6,000. So just going to wait. In fact, I've got an idea. Once we hit top of descent, I'll go into the descent with vertical speed. So I want this to be... Is that supposed to remain in climb? I do not think so. That is a bit I'm unfamiliar with on this aircraft. I think it should be in MCT. Yes, I think that is what we need to set it to. I think at this point we should be able to go into a very gentle, start going to a gentle 500, 700 foot per minute rate of descent, just to start getting the aircraft used to coming down. And as I said, we've got all the way up to Tala to go, and then we'll work from there. So this is going to be interesting. What I might do is I might pull this up on, I think I'm going to pull up the approach on my phone and overlay it on the map so I can see it. That way I have an idea of where I'm coming in from Tala. 321 from Tala. And Tala is 1138. So I need to set that as well. That is Edinburgh. 1138 is what I want. Like that. Okay, let's get this aircraft descending. (2,000 foot per minute, rate of descent. Right, so what I'm looking for is hopefully, there it is, the banana. That is what I'm after. In fact, that tells me that I can very much stretch this out, stretch this descent out for a long time. So this green banana shape that we have is going to tell me, there we go, we're going to be just, actually I had it right the first time. Yep, I had it right the first time. That's a surprise. That certainly is a surprise. 321 out of Tala is what we're going to be looking for, so I'm going to set that up too. Three, two, one. In fact, how am I going to do this? I would want it to be on, now I don't know how to do this at this point in time. Aircraft is doing some funny things right now. I think I need to deploy the speed brake just a touch. It's struggling a bit. It is struggling just a touch to sort itself out. So what I want to do is I need Tala on here actually, because I'm just trying to work this out for how I'm going to land this aircraft and how I'm going to fly and land it. It's going to be a little bit difficult. At this point, I'm going to slow down to 250. So I need to make sure that I am slowing the aircraft down as well. Set heading for 321 because that is going to be... We'll probably end up going to heading hold. In fact, that will be a better option. Taller 321. And then once I've figured that out... It's interesting because this is a very, very shallow descent, and I think that is what is catching this aircraft out, is that this descent is incredibly shallow. Like, far more shallow than I was expecting it to be. If I wanted to, I could stop at 16,000 and then come back down a little later, which might be a possibility, but 500 foot per minute rate of descent is now absolutely fine. Oh, and I think there are some... I've just realised something else that's happening. It's gusty. It's gusty up here. Right, for this we are going to... So we're coming into descent, so I might as well go through these checklists right now. Decision height and landing heights need to be set. What is the landing altitude for Edinburgh? Decision height is 310. Runway is at 110 feet, so we'll go ahead and set landing altitude to 100 feet. There we go. Decision height. Where do I put decision heights in on this aircraft? Here. Decision height is 310 feet. I think this is where you put decision heights in. There we go. Good. I'm not entirely certain that this aircraft is working exactly as it should. Should I put this back into climb and see if it stabilises? I'm going to try it and see what happens. No? I think it's just... I'm just looking at the speed. I'm just looking at the speed tape there. And it is clear that we are travelling quite quickly. Bring that forward. I'm just trying to match it so that the banana is somewhere near Taller. We could continue taking it down all the way to 4,000. The Taller, you have to be 6,000 and above. So I'm just going to try and aim for the 6. And we'll see where we go from there. Okay. So, landing speeds, we should check. We are going to be doing a flaps 33 landing, which means 119 knots. That's pretty slow. That is really, really slow. So that is what we're doing today. There is a way to select... There it is, flaps 33. So if you press that, you can tell it that you want to do a flaps 24 landing, which is 132 knots. I was considering doing that, but I'm not entirely certain at this point in time. So that is all set. We'll switch on the PTU. Not that. I should probably use this to do that. PTU can go on. Should I switch on? I think I'll switch on the APU. What's our altitude? At 10,000 feet is what I want to do it at. We're at 14,000 feet at this point in time. So I'm going to leave the APU for now. I'm just going to do just the PTU. Do I need to put the AC pump is on automatic, so that is okay. Everything else should be fine. Fasten seatbelt sign can now go on. I have no idea what she said, apart from the captain has switched on the fasten seatbelt sign. Then after that, it was just a... That's all I heard, unfortunately. Okay. Making sure everything is okay here. Logo light can probably go off at this point. It's bright enough. 13,000 feet. This can go into a shorter range now. Still going to make the 6,000 at Taller, it appears. Yes, still making the 6,000 at Taller. 250, we're already at 250, so it has not been a high-speed descent. We can look out the window at some mountains now. Yep, we are in that area of the UK where there are now mountains. What's that? Cumbrian Mountains? Right there, we're not in Scotland yet, so not a decent picture. Actually, we are we in Scotland? I think we might be in Scotland. Not sure when we cross the border. There isn't a massive flag that says, "Hey, welcome to Scotland." Alrighty. $12,600 feet. Just a very gentle descent. This might be the smoothest descent I've ever done. Now, considering that we are going through clouds, I am also going to switch on the anti-ice right now. Because, well, we are about to go into clouds. And I'll switch it back off once we are slightly below. It'd be nice if this had the outside air temperature always present, but I think there is somewhere on this aircraft, there is a place to read the outside air temperature. I've seen it. I know it is here somewhere. Not there. Not there. Excuse me, is it on your side? No? Still not speaking to me? Fine. Do you know what? At this point, I'm going to switch the APU on. APU start. There we go. Just make sure that is up and running. APU generator can now be used as well. Yep, you are just warning me that the APU is on as we descend back into the clouds for our landing. Here we go, coming up to Taller. Now at this point I could very easily 338 and then do 321 and follow it along, but I'm not going to. That's 6,000 or above. Can I... I'll bring this range ring down a little bit more. 20 miles. There we go. Oh, plenty of information about the aircraft here. Does it tell me what speeds we can go at? Max altitude 35,000. No max speeds. Alright, that's fine. Right, need to make sure that my throttles are roughly matching throttles for the whatever the computer has. So one problem that I know that PMDG managed their way around this, and I think Phoenix probably also do, and Zebo did, is that we can't tell what position our throttles are in, because obviously these do not move on our home sims. So one way they did it, PMDG and all of them, is they made a little blue dot, a little blue mark. There's the ice, blue marks, so that you knew where your throttle was. If Just Flight could do that with red marks or something, that would be awesome. Or even blue marks, that would be absolutely awesome. Be really useful. Landing lights can now go back on. And now you know why the anti-ice was started. I think I'm going to get this 6,000 feet exactly when I want it to be. Start to go through the clouds. Any decent screenshots here through the clouds? Or as we start descending once again. Oh, that's decent-ish. It's a bit wobbly. Aircraft's a little bit wobbly. That is why my engines are doing all sorts. There is some serious turbulence down here, which I am concerned about. And there is Scotland. Right, weather at what is the weather at my destination? 1019, and we're looking at 040 at 10 knots. Okay, watch the crosswinds. And at this point, I think I should probably slow down to 220. So, reducing speed 220. Changing this to 10 miles. That is all. 20 miles will do. It's all I need for now. Can even just ease off the descent. So really, I could have descended a lot later than I actually did, but I was not to know, interestingly enough. So where is my aircraft? I'm coming up over InRev right now. So we've got Eskdo, and then after that we'll be direct to Tala. Okay. At this point, I should probably switch. Actually, no, I'll do it after Tala. Just trying to work out what the best time is to switch from engine air to APU air. I also think we should be alright for the ice. So, there we go. You can actually hear the pitch of the, as I've mentioned before, you can hear the pitch of the engine change. You switch on the inner wing anti-ice or de-ice for about 30 seconds after you've switched off the icing systems. So I'm just going to leave that on for a moment. And that will do. I will now switch that off. Good. Right, now the question is going to be, when do I hit the flaps? So that is 12 miles out. I think I can probably get the flaps and configured at 12 miles out. So as long as I think if I do this turn here at 200, then I start decelerating, flaps out, flaps 18, when I am at, obviously we'll put the DME on once I am at, I don't know, 4 miles from the runway, 5 miles from the runway, I will go flaps 33. But do I want to go flaps 18 all the way to 33 in one go? That is the question. Since we are going to be descending to... Now we're going to be descending down below our flights level. We are now going to feet, 6,000 feet. I am going to set up the barometric pressure to 1018. So that should give me the descent required. And in fact, at this rate, I could try and go all the way down to 4,000 feet. I'm going to do that. And that is at... where? D20? That's one there. So that's where I want to be 4,000 feet. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, screenshot opportunities have once again arrived. Mountainous regions. That looks pretty good as we are now descending, although I have to be very quick about this one. Going to have to be very, very quick about this one. That's probably not a great screenshot. I'm going to take it anyway. I have a plane to fly. There's Tala. Right, can we continue down to... Let's see where we get to 4,000. Will you give me 4,000 where I want it? You will. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And we are joining 12 miles at 4,000. That is going to be the altitude we join our... Okay, that's the altitude we join the ILS at. Great. So as long as I've got that sorted, I'm not going to have much of a problem. Just taking a whole bunch of screenshots. This is really nice. I've not flown here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. In fact, I've not flown out this way. Did I do it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020? That's the question. I may not have. Last time I was out here might have been X-Plane, and then before that, FSX. So there we go, it has been a long time. I do need to start considering the deceleration. So that is also going to be important. Right, 3, 2, 1. This is where things are going to start playing out for me. There's the turn. Pause it there so I can get that screenshot. Honestly, this is just this partly becomes screenshot simulator, but it does work. Right, now that I have that pause, I can take a whole bunch of pictures as and when I need to. Okay. 11 is 6,000 and above, which is not good. So that is not ideal. But I could say we're cleared to go to 4,000. There we go, that's a bit better. So really I should have perhaps tried to aim for 6,000 at T321 distance. Tala 321, 11 miles. That is where I should have probably aimed that. But at this point in time, we are going to jump off this and start going into, so we are going to be in, right, taking into account direction, we are going to go into heading select and going to set up the course 060, and this is going to be for that. There we go, ILS is coming up, and I do not need that right now. Good. Engine, APU, air goes on, engine, air goes off. Can I bring fresh air in at this altitude? I probably can. Stop bringing some fresh air in. There we go. Good. Let's get them ready to go for landing, since we are only a few minutes away. So, how am I going to do this? 4,000, 1,000 to go.
Cabin is secured for arrival.
I think we're in a good situation here. Slow down to 200, shall we? What's the minimum flap speed? 183. So as soon as we're down to 180, I can go flaps 18. Oh, it's a bit murky here. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Murkiness, but I'll have to deal with it. Aircraft has not appeared on screen yet. So that is a good thing, I think. I'm not sure why it hasn't appeared on screen. It should be on screen. It should be right here. It should be right here. Oh, not to scale. That's why. Probably doesn't show it when it's not to scale. It will just appear. Okay. 4,000 feet. Wind farms up ahead. It's breaking out the clouds. Quarry down there. Don't see the airport. That is all right. Right, what is the plan here then? 12 miles. What is this distance? 4.7. What is it marking me out for? I've no idea what it's marking me out for. Distance 4.1. To what? No clue. 1089, that is correct. Showing up on the aircraft radar now. That DME distance, what are you showing me? Oh, it's LNAV, that's why. I don't want the LNAV one. I want the VOR one. How do I swap to that? There's my issue. Oh, yeah, of course. Idiot. I know how to do that. Right. Let's get that heading, turning in now. Bring that up to 30. And we'll go ahead and go VOR localizer to capture that. Hopefully it grabs that for me. And then we'll go, once it's grabbed that, we'll go glide slope and I'll start slowing the aircraft down. There we go, you can see it there. 16.3 miles to go. Right, Let's reduce speed 180. I hope my autopilot disconnects work. Not tested those. Ah, okay. That might be a... I've got a button for it.
Speed checked. Flaps 18.
Flaps 18.
Localizer alive.
Localizer alive. Okay, but is it going to tell... Yes, it is.
Glide slope alive.
Localizer captured. Localizer star. Good. Flaps 18. It's a bit sluggish on the turn. That's okay though. At this point, I think I can have a paused, because that's a pretty good view, isn't it? No, that's a really bad view, but it's a pretty sharp. It's a pretty sharp turn for this aircraft. I can label it turn to final. Where's the airport? Turn to final. Doesn't matter, cannot see the airport anyway because it's all blurred out. There we are. Okay. Airport's out there somewhere. Oh, I think I see it. I think I can see the airport. Edinburgh. It's been a while since I've been here. Right, we do need to start looking at slowing this aircraft down, but still have a little bit of time.
Speed checked. Gear down.
No, we don't need the gear down right now. Don't be stupid. 12 miles away. I'll put the gear down when I'm ready. There we go. Right, now that is set, missed approach altitude is... missed approach, 3,000. So I'll set that for missed approach. Here's the airport. I see the lights as well, so we are good. This is all working remarkably well. I should not say anything, but there we go. Right, let's slow down to... Slow down a little further. 160. Slow down to 140 actually. Because we are getting a little close now. Flaps 24. Eight miles to go. Gear down. What's our landing speed again? Where is it? 119. 118? 118. It's slow. It's really slow. I'm not used to that sort of speed. I'm really not used to that sort of speed. Bring these throttles right the way back because they appear to be nearly idle. Should be able to go flaps 33 at this point. Let's go right to flaps 33 then. It's still a bit early.
Speed checked. Flaps 33.
I mean, it literally wants me to go into flaps 33 now. At 5 miles to go. I suppose that would be fully configured, so flaps 33 it is. Flaps 33, VREF plus 10. So 128 is what we want. Okay. This is the difficult part. The part that I do not often do. I hope my spoilers come out as well. That's a question. There is a crosswind. I can see that there's a crosswind. Also, Cat 3 auto land is active. This aircraft could land itself. But this is part of the practice. Right. 1,000 feet to go. Missed approach altitude set. Aircraft stabilized. My aircraft. Right, now I am flying the... This is me flying the landing now. Which is not... It's not the... I mean, I'll be honest, it's not the worst thing, but given that this is the very first time I've ever flown this aircraft... That's a lovely viaduct. Do not get distracted by the viaduct. Do not get distracted by the viaduct. Just focus on the crosswind here. Because there is one. Oh, that is an awesome viaduct. Thumbnail. Had to do it. Had to do it. Just watching, just trying to fly as best as I can. 500 feet. Pushing the nose down a bit. Aircraft's a little fast. Oh, crosswinds.
Glide slope.
Yeah, I am aware. I am aware. Stop telling me to pull up. I know the aircraft is... Oh, it's rough. It's rough. I'm okay.
Glide slope.
I know. I'm alright. I'm watching...
Air brakes out.
Right, flare.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ground idle. Spoilers, yellow and green. Brake pressure checked.
I am so surprised I've just managed to land that. Spoilers back in. Flaps up. How have I done that? Flight director's off.
60 knots.
60 knots. I'll try and take this next exit. Welcome to Scotland, Edinburgh. Strobes off, landing lights off, taxi lights on, and we are here. How have I done that? Well, there we go. There you have it. That was a bit gusty on landing. I have to admit, I was not expecting the few. So I was expecting mostly. I knew it was a headwind. I was not expecting a bit of gusts left and right. That was as I came over the trees. It must have just been the turbulence over the trees, but yes, that was something interesting, to say the least. I'm not sure. I think I could have dropped another a few knots, and it would have been a bit more of a smoother landing. That being said, this is all still a bit juddery. All right, let's take stand 11, which is right here. And I'm not going to go through the shutdown procedure of this aircraft because the shutdown procedure of this aircraft is quite simple. It's just switch all the various bits off. It isn't all too... I don't think it's all too interesting, to be honest. But I am going to end this video right here. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think, any suggestions you might have. Actually, I've got to pull up all the way up to here, don't I? Just noticed. Is that bit. Okay. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. Link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. That is all from me. That looks about right. That looks about right. Let's find out how close I am. It's not bad. A couple of feet off. A few feet away. That's not bad. That's all. But that is all from me. And I shall see you next time in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think if I can get this to run smoothly, easier said than done, but if I can get this to run smoothly, I will probably be doing more flights with this aircraft. But then again, I also have a number of other aircraft to try. Namely, the, what's the name of it? The Phoenix A320. So I do have that to also try out when I can. But yes, for now, that is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Microsoft Flight Simulator.